the FITBANKER Kilimanjaro Leadership Summit. My name is Ronnie, and we have got the amazing Hina on. And welcome to our guests on. Welcome, Daksha. Welcome to anybody that's listening in on recording, or you might be joining the live stream. Very, very, very warm welcome to you. So I just want to welcome you high level to share with you our leadership summit. We have now I've now summited Kilimanjaro 10 times. We've run 9 as a leadership program, and we will be going for our 10th leadership summit next year. This is happening from the 19th to the 29th of June. We already have a number of people signed up. We have people that have joined us from the US that have signed up and will be joining us from other parts of the world. So it's a great opportunity for people to go and discover one of the most beautiful places on earth. And what we do is we don't just do a climb. We are not just a guide company, we're not just a tour operator, and it really is important that people understand what we're offering is a leadership program. Now, the mountain just happens to be one of the tools that's used in the delivery of this leadership program experience. And what we ask our participants to do is think of an area in your life where you aren't scoring a 10 out of 10, where you want to transform or grow in a particular area. And so what we do is we look at our areas of life through what's called the wheel of life that we use in the world of coaching. So you look at your areas like personal growth, contributions, spiritual health, fun, romance, family, social health, finances, career, what you do for a livelihood. And what we do in the Wheel of Life exercise is you look at, on a scale of 1 to 10, you shade out the segment, ranking yourself as to how great you're doing. Now, we're not going to go through doing the Wheel of Life now, but I just want to use it as a prompt to nudge you to say, okay, think of an area or two, which if you could transform, if you could overcome an area where you're stopped or blocked or there's a hurdle in the way, what is that area? What is it that you would like to shift? So in my case, as an example, I would like to shift, say, personal finances, or I would like to shift my business growth, what I do as a career, in order to be able to serve more lives, to reach more lives. And we've been able to grow our business, and it's grown very successfully over the 10 years. Next year, we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary here in Zambia. And despite that, what's gotten us from the start to where we are, we're now at a point where we need to break into the next realm of growth. And, you know, we are a large global organization, served thousands. We're a, six-figure business, and I'd love for us to go into being revenue-wise, a seven-figure business. And what will it take? What will it take for me to discover that there is something in the way that I need to overcome? Sometimes that something in the way is ourselves. Sometimes that something in the way is our limiting beliefs. Sometimes it's a physical ailment, an injury, a health issue, a genetic issue that we believe inhibits us. So what is that? Now, the reason we ask that is we use the mountain as an analogy in our coaching. We provide monthly webinars, which is something unique that we do between now or when that you sign up to the time of going out to Mount Kilimanjaro on the 19th of June 2025. So in my case, like I said, the business, I'd love to shift it from a 6 to 7-figure business. And my personal finances also, I would love to also have a reserve of wealth in addition to my personal responsibilities, where we have that as a family in case of any emergent need, in case of a treat or a holiday, or if we would love to contribute or reward ourselves or somebody else in our life, that we take that to the next level. So Hina, Daksha, I'd love to hear from you. What is one area of life that you would love to shift, elevate, or transform? Daksha, would you like to go? If there's an area you could transform, what would that transformation look like? You're on mute, Daksha, in case you're sharing, just flagging that, or Hina.
Hi, sorry, was muted by mistake. Yeah, basically, hopefully, if I can join one of this group and get more fitter, not looking at Kilimanjaro at the moment, but at least be able to do something.
Awesome, awesome. So that's a great thing to transform your health. It
Mm.
might not be a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10,
No.
and it's an area you see that you might want to grow or improve in, which is also kind of the bread and butter of what we do, the origin of FitBanker. Hina, how about you?
I would say personal finances and career. That's where I want to really focus on in the next 12 months coming through. See where
Romance, not romance?
romance, if it happens, happens. But at the moment, it's growing personal finances and just, making it like, for example, Kili, Morocco, introducing mountains and just seeing where I can take people with us
Okay.
out in nature. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome, Hina. Thank you for sharing that. And anybody else that's watching this on recording, or if you watch this later on Facebook, feel free to comment below what you would love to transform in that particular area. Now, Kilimanjaro is a leadership program where what we're committed to empowering you to do is to overcome the mountains in our life. Now, I'll share a little story of the fly and the window. And we might have heard this story before, but it's an example of often we're looking out at the window and you see a fly trying to go out the window. And it keeps seeing the beautiful, bright, massive world out there, the potential of what it can do and where it can fly, but it keeps hitting into this glass part of the window. And that's how human beings are. We keep trying to break through in a particular area, whether it's our health, whether it's our personal finances, whether it's romance, and we keep going the same route. We keep dating the same kinds of people. We keep going in the area of where we find those dates. We keep doing the same jobs, hoping that somehow that will change our finances. We keep thinking maybe in an employee mindset rather than an entrepreneur mindset. And that's what life is like. We keep hitting the same glass wall or glass ceiling. Now, sometimes all that's needed for that fly is to simply pull back, move to the open part of the window and fly out there into the big bright world. Or for somebody to open the window and that fly could access its potential. That somebody coming to open up that window is what we would call a pattern interrupt. And suddenly this fly can reach its potential, which if it doesn't, otherwise, like human beings, we keep nailing against this glass wall or glass ceiling and then eventually die thinking, oh, that wasn't such a great, fully lived life. And that's what we do with Kilimanjaro Leadership Summit. Your mountain is your pattern interrupt. So there are no accidents, like we say, with us connecting or meeting. There'll be no accident with you, Daksha, and Hina catching up at some point and sending me a picture of the masala chai you're enjoying in good old Kenton. And you showing up on today's call is also a pattern interrupt to your day. Whatever might have been going on for you, Daksha, there's something that had you register and show up. And I know, like you said, it's not imminent for you right now to climb Kilimanjaro, or right now your view of it is you can't. But I'd like to invite you to think in life, in all areas, not even this, but say you want to transform your health, that what's required is some form of pattern interrupt to your life. And we're going to share some of the leadership lessons from Mount Kilimanjaro and some of what we learned there. Now, by way of background, for those of you that don't follow FitBanker or haven't followed FitBanker for a while, this is my journey going from being a fat banker working in the City of London, Vice President at JP Morgan, to the launch of FitBanker as a business. I worked subconsciously by the mantra, work hard, party harder. And so I worked in the City of London. I did a short stint in New York. It was a little bit of travel that I would do ever so often across Europe or to the US. And then there was a lot of play after work, so which would be going out regularly to the pub or parties or socials or dinners. And living that kind of a lifestyle, who and how I wound up was this guy. Somebody who felt, hey man, everything I'm doing, everything I'm trying, I'm just giving my best. I think I'm eating healthy, I think I'm living healthy, but who and how I wound up was an overweight fat banker. I was 108 kg, 41-inch waist size, and I thought I was doing all that I needed to do, but I was banging against the same glass wall, not shifting any of the inputs or lifestyle or actions that I took to transform that. Beyond that, I even got into a state of denial, which is, now that I can't change my body, I'll still show people I can live life. So I would work hard and party harder, which is image on the left. I would climb Mount Kilimanjaro and show people that I can get there to summit. That was the first time I did it at 103 kg, still about 38, 39, 40-inch waist size. And that's me coming out of a beach in New Zealand, where, I'm coming out of a beach and I am doing what I call the Daniel Craig pose. Now, I say the Daniel Craig pose because we tend to use self-deprecating humor to make fun and mockery of ourselves. And as a result, if we joke about ourselves, we think others won't joke about that area to us. And living that life, this is in 2013, my wife and I, newly married, we had gone to Edinburgh for the Fringe Festival. It was our first break away from home after our marriage and our honeymoon. And it was also my wife's birthday. So I thought, what a perfect place for us to go, celebrate her birthday. And the icing on the cake we discovered was that we were pregnant, and that was going to be the 3-month mark to celebrate our pregnancy. But just before we went there, and when we were there in Edinburgh, we had a miscarriage. Now, that miscarriage and all the future that we'd planned and hoped for and anticipated, all that dream and vision came crumbling down. And it was a real crushing moment for Ambika, for me. She's bawling her eyes out, and I've not been in a scenario having to process it myself, but also console a grieving mom. I started to stress from it. I got heart palpitations. They carried on through the night. They carried on the following day. On our way back into London the next day, I wound up in hospital. And as I lay in hospital, this is me back in London at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. I'm waiting for the male nurse. He's checking me out. I'm waiting for the doctor. He's, come and done some checks and blood tests. They're waiting for the result. I'm waiting to find out what on earth is going on with me. And I'm wondering, what do they know about health that we don't? What is it they know to read and look out for that we haven't been taught? And I realized, hang on, I can take on and transform my health. And that led to me starting to learn about nutrition, exercise, put myself out there. I actually first signed up to Kilimanjaro while overweight before my health transformation. I spent about a year of training and going for hikes while still overweight. And a year later, we had gone out to Mount Kilimanjaro while I'm still overweight. And it was the hardest push I'd ever done to finally get there to the top of the mountain. And we were a group of 22, and we got 20 of us to the top here, which was amazing to have reached this far up the mountain. And it made me realize, hang on, if me, not as an uber athlete, not extremely fit, I'm overweight, I'm somewhat unhealthy, I've had a health issue recently by going to hospital, and do this, then I can really go to town to work on transforming my health. And it was after the mountain that I started to work on my health, go to the town crazily, and then after that, I would, sorry guys, just check, I thought there was an emergency going on outdoor. I worked on my health transformation, and that was the birth of FITBANKER. Through FITBANKER, we've taken people from all walks of life. This was a 9-year-old deer that we've taken. This is a group that we've taken the other year. And we share these photos of the various people that have done Mount Kilimanjaro, all because I started to take on my well-being. And post the hospitalization, I started to implement what I was learning. I started to research about fat loss, about nutrition, about muscle gain, and I lost already about 15, 16 kg. Then sign up to body transformation competition, image on the left, and fast forward 90 days, I came to image on the right, and that was the birth of FITBANKER. Since the launch of FITBANKER, we've coached many people from all walks of life. This is a doctor who's taken on the program. This is Ellie, somebody went into acting after the program and screenplay. These are another couple of doctors who've done the program. This is Simran, who signs up to the program, loses 15.8 kg, and then signs up to Kilimanjaro. One of the hardest things she's done, probably very hard to do. It was questionable whether she would get to the top by her family and friends and somewhat herself, but she stuck true to a mantra, which is, I didn't get this far to just get this far, and she kept on going. Now I'm sharing these stories, and I'll be sharing some photos of others who've done the mountain, because you can't do anything that you can't first picture yourself doing. If you're listening to today's recording, or if you've joined today's webinar thinking, I can't do this, this is beyond me, I've heard it's really hard, then so too shall be true your reality. Like, it will continue to occur out of reach. But if you can visualize it, to say, hang on, how did that fat guy Ronnie get up to the top? How did that elderly person get up to the top? How did that young girl get up to the top? How did that person with one limb get up to the top? and you realize, or with one limb missing, that people from all walks of life have done this. This was our 2017 Leadership Summit. This was our 2018 Leadership Summit, where we went for a world record attempt of world's highest fitness class. This is the 2019 group. This is the 2022 group. Was it 22? This
23.
is our 23. This is the 2023 group that went up there. This is also from that batch. And these are all people from different years that have taken on the program. So very quickly, high level, we'll go into what the mountain entails. But actually, before we do, Hina, do you want to, should have done this earlier, but since we've got your beautiful picture now up on screen, do you want to just very quickly say hi for anyone? I know you've connected with Daksha, but for anybody else listening in on the recording, do you want to just share a little bit about you, the role you play, and what you will be doing in preparation? Then I'll go into talking about the climb.
Yeah. Hi, so I'm Hina Shah. I actually climbed Kilimanjaro in 2020, and since then I've actually fallen in love with the mountain. The Hina that went up actually never came back down. A new Hina was born, and a more confident person. And it's like, you know what? This is one of the hardest mountains where physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, it just challenged me, but it made me a better person. And then I just thought everyone should come out and be in nature and climb mountain. Ever since then, I have been assisting Ronnie with taking people up on the mountain, and then last year led a team of 42 with Ronnie to Kilimanjaro, and it was really great success. I want everyone to come and fall in love with nature, because sitting at home doesn't really do anything. Just go out for a walk, come out with us on a mountain, on a trek, and see what life is about. That's me, and I'm hoping to climb Kilimanjaro next year, lead a team with Ronnie, and in 2026 as well. So one thing I will say with FITBANKER, obviously I'm a bit biased, but it is the only company that actually gives monthly webinar training. And they provide treks where you can, just go to their treks. We also provide nutrition advice. The food on the mountain is catered for fitness people as well. So it's more healthier options you get. And also we have portable showers or bucket baths and clean toilets on the mountain, so you don't have to go to public toilets. So that's a little bit about me and FITBANKER. Thanks, Ronnie.
Awesome, Hina, and lovely to have you as a co-lead and partner on this journey. Daksha got your message noted. So anybody listening in on the recording of the live stream, what is Kilimanjaro? What are you signing up to? It is the world's tallest single standing mountain. So by that, it means it's not part of a range, but on its own is the tallest. It's also the highest volcano right now in the world. And the mountain height is 5,895. That's about 19,340 meters. And then we have a 7-day climb that we do, which is Le Moshe route. And we'll be doing Le Moshe route next year. There are 8 routes to the top, and we do different routes. And we will be doing Le Moshe next year. And this year we just did Rongai route. And on a daily basis, we're walking as little as 3 kilometers and up to 17 kilometers on summit day. But on average, it's about 8, 9, 10, or 11 kilometers. That's the general range of distance that we walk in a day. We walk for about 3 hours on the very short days and up to 18 hours of walk time from rising till sleeping. Now, that's of course not non-stop. That includes our lunch break. That includes multiple stops along the way, every hour and a half. If you need to sit and stretch, there's an option for us to do that. And it's well spread out. Why do we do it that way? And why do we do it over 7 or 8 days? Is because we use an approach called climb high, sleep low. And it allows the body to slowly acclimatize to the mountain and therefore increase the chances of summit success. There are 4 nights at base at a luxury rustic villa that we stay at, a beautiful lodge, and I'll be sharing some photos of that later. Across the 7 days on the mountain, or the first 5 days itself, we will cover 5 terrains and temperatures. You may go from as hot as 30 plus degrees, and depending on where we are at night and the temperature, it can get as cold as minus 20. In reality, none of our groups have gotten to minus 20 because that's actually the temperature in the crater. And there is an option to sleep a night in the crater, but that's something that we don't do. The equipment and gear, you need to buy all your personal wear that you wear and your boots and so on, but we provide your sleeping bag, we provide your tents, we provide additional stuff like hot showers that we carry, they're portable. We provide portable chemical toilets. We have an amazing, probably one of the best ratios of the support team of guides and staff, and we have a waiter, and we have a chef, and we have a team for water, team for the shower, team for various other things that we do. Normally it's a ratio of 4+1, so 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 support team to climbers. So if we are 25 people, it's not uncommon that we'll have like 105 support team, 108 support team. Last year when we went with 42 climbers, we had a support team of 161. So 203 people going up the mountain at the same time for 42 dreams to be fulfilled, which is really, truly amazing in terms of the comfort and experience that we provide for people, while still giving them their hardest physical, emotional, and mental push, and also allowing them to transform through that. This is a view and a photo from one of the campsites along Le Mosho route, which is Shira. And Le Mosho is a 7 or 8 day route. We'll be doing the 7-day route. So we start off close to Forest Camp, day 1 at Forest Camp, day 2 at Shira 1, day 3 Shira 2, and then we carry on across the mountain. Barranco Camp before Barranco Camp, we go up Barranco Wall, and we come down to the beautiful Barranco Valley, which is just such a stunning and beautiful place in the mountain. We then go to what's called Karanga Camp, and our pre-summit day is Barafu, which is like a base camp. And from Barafu, we go up to Stella and up to the highest point called Uhuru Peak. We summit around about 9, 10, 11 a.m. and then we come back down to Barafu for lunchtime. And after that, we come further down to Mueca on day 6, and day 7, we come out of Mueca Gate. So we spend one more night on the mountain before coming off the mountain. Now, people come together from all parts of the world. These are photos of people connecting and sharing photos on the WhatsApp groups that we've created to connect with people. When we go there, 2 days before the mountain, we go and we've been doing fundraising for a particular cause or charity. We've done them for various causes, like we've previously built a classroom for a particular school in a village. We've done it for this deaf center where we fundraise for them, and I've done in the past some tree planting. So these are some photos from there. The day before the mountain, we have a group workshop in a conference room. And so everybody comes in their Kili t-shirt and gear, and we have a little bit of mindset coaching, safety briefing, route briefing, emergency briefing. There are health and safety checks of our gear. People's gear gets checked. And then the next day, this is photos from other years of the workshops that we do. We do some exercises here called life mapping, and really get to understand a little bit about each other and what to expect up the mountain. This is day 1 on the mountain, where people are going up and going through, and this is where we look like we're all smiles, excited and happy, and we're clean and shiny before we go up this mountain. We sign in, and everybody's excited of what lay ahead. This is one of the other year's groups. We then start off walking through a rainforest, which is a very thicket of bush over our head. It's very somewhat darkish because it's shaded and humid, and sometimes it rains as we go through the rainforest. And every day we have a different theme. So on day 1, the theme is minimalism. We look at how much do we really need to live or to survive. And from the food that we eat to what we need to carry in our backpack, we have a theme every day that's part of the coaching content that we look at. This is what campsite looks like. Our tents are laid out there. Our toilets are laid out in the corner. Our lunch or supper is laid out with hot meals like you see in the top right corner. The plates are laid out, our cutlery is there, fresh vegetables and fruit every day, and good hot fresh food. Some of the best cuisines that we get here, some of the best food we experience on the mountain, like paneer, like sag, like skuma wiki, some traditional dishes. We have beans, we'll have chana, we'll have soya. So really healthy foods, again, foods that are not inflammatory in nature, encouraged and endorsed by FITBANKER. There will be the occasional treat and something cheeky. Sometimes we have celebrations on the mountain, like a birthday or anniversary. And every morning we wake up, we get to enjoy a nice, beautiful hot drink as we wake up, either from the tent, the main mess tent, or brought to your tent. And then we start off leaving our campsites. We go, and some days we start off, it's warm, it's sunny, it's bright, sometimes it's cold, it's nippy, it's wet, and we carry on going to the next day. On day 3, one of the hardest is what we call the giving birthday. This day is a real test of your grit and your determination. And if you're able to, go through the hard, challenging moments, whether it's strong winds or a little bit of rain or hot, and we do a lot of breath work as well along the way. We do some yoga and stretching along the way, and we get to see where we're heading by day 3, the ultimate peak, which is called Kibo Peak. And sometimes we're going through a storm. And why is this important? If we build the grit and the resolve and the determination to continue walking through the storm, knowing that the last campsite has been packed up, so there's effectively no turning back at this point, but you can get to the next shelter, you can get to the next stopping point, you can get to the next point to reflect, refuel, and recharge. That too is what we'll get to do in life. So this mountain is really designed to prepare us emotionally and mentally and spiritually to take us through the hurdles that we face in our own personal life. Day 4, one of the favorite days on this particular route, we go up what's called Barranco Wall. This is where we do a little bit of wall climbing, but it's not a complete vertical incline. It's at a good angle, it's a safe angle. There's no ropes or technical work needed. You're able to do it just with your bare hands and feet, but it's a very fun day. The theme on this day is to awaken the inner child, and it's a day of great fun, singing, dancing, and a lot of joy. Day 5, again, we carry on. This is the day before summit. So this is a shorter walk, and this is where we're trying to keep everyone a bit calm before the final ascent. When we finally are on this day before that final ascent, we're walking through a terrain which is called basically desert. So there's no vegetation, there are no plants, there's no trees. It's just black molten soil, molten lava soil. And we get to really discover going up the mountain. We do it as a group. There are some people that love doing it solo. There are some people that do Kilimanjaro like father and son. This is a couple that we met there on the mountain. And we really feel there's joy in doing it as a family, as a group, as a community. And some people do it to discover or rediscover their love. This is a husband and wife that went up the mountain with us. This is another couple that went up with us. This is, again, a couple that were engaged, yet to be married, and he faced a challenge after day 3 and had to come down, albeit him being the more fitter person prior to this, and she was able to carry on minus him and got to the top. So this is our farewell song. This is a little bit of this different brotherly love. That's my brother taking him up the mountain, having a little bit of fun and banter. And then we had a group of ladies come from Botswana who their love is a little bit of alcohol, and they have a drinking group with their buddies, so they promised to take a photo at the top with their favorite drink. We didn't let them drink their drink there, which would otherwise have had them be in a different state. But just sharing with you a little bit of the fun and games that happens on the mountain. And then we get to discover nature. Beautiful mountains, beautiful fauna, and beautiful sunrises. We get to see these beautiful skies on Mount Kilimanjaro. We wake up to them. Open, spacious campsites on certain stations. Sometimes they're busy. And we really get time to reflect on and appreciate being in nature. And every day has a different terrain, different altitude, different experiences. And some sunrises and even some sunsets look this way, which is just so epic to experience and discover. As human beings, as earthlings, we live on this beautiful Mother Earth, but seldom do we discover or go to discover the parts of the earth that are this beautiful. On some routes, like Rongai route, which we did this year, there's a beautiful lagoon there. You get to camp around this lagoon and get to see the beautiful mountain from there. Then comes summit night. This is a day which is a real test of our character, our inner strength, our resolve. We start off in the dark. We're going for our ascent normally at midnight, sometimes 1 a.m., sometimes 2 a.m., but normally at midnight. So we're walking through the dark for about 6 hours or 6.5 hours. We finally then get to sunrise, which is what gets a whole host of us warmed up and excited. Otherwise, it's very cold in the night. So we can't wait for the first drops of sunshine to come through and warm our bodies up. When we see that first break of sunrise, everyone's taking selfies and photos. And then we carry on climbing until we reach the rim of Mount Kilimanjaro. This is a point called Stella Point. And then from this point, we carry on walking to the highest peak, which is called Uhuru Peak. Now, along the way, there are some people that turn down here. This is also called a summit, but they either turn down out of choice or because of health reasons. But if we carry on, we get to enjoy and appreciate this beauty. which are these amazing, beautiful glaciers along the way. And these beautiful glaciers that we have along the way, we're able to see them, appreciate them, enjoy them. And then we get to Uhuru Peak, the highest point in the roof of Africa. Now, we get in the middle of the day, it's warm at that point in time normally, the sun has come out, our bodies have warmed up, we've woken up from the sleepy state we were in, walking through the dark in the night. And it's a great place for us to take photos with our flags representing our country or our companies that we run or work for. So it's a great opportunity for us to really do a little bit of brand promotion if we want to. And this is the year we went with Simran, where everybody else got there first. She was, missing in that earlier photo. And then when we'd all summited, we're waiting for her and she wasn't coming, everyone decided to go down. So this is out of that first group, they all went down. And after they'd gone down, then an hour and a half later comes Simran walking along. So I was able to stay behind for her, grateful to be able to receive her. And there we are at Summit. So it's the hardest push for many of us. But like we say, we coach you on the mindset side. Her mantra, we create a mantra. Her mantra was, I didn't get this far to just get this far. And she kept on going through hardest moments and then gets to Summit. I shared some of these pictures earlier of the various groups that have been there. And whatever goes up must come down. So we always remind people to not expend all your energy just to reach Summit. But we need to have some energy in reserve to come down. And we want to come down healthily, safely, with energy in our muscle, with strength in our body to be able to come down. And for some people, they lose that strength, they lose that energy, and there have been instances where we have to stretch some people down. Not always the most comfortable thing, and so that's why we do recommend you try to do it in a way and through a means that you have the least personal fatigue or damage to you, and you do it in the best possible state that we can. And this is where the food we provide, the tents we provide, the support that we provide, the team that we provide makes a world of a difference to your summit success. When we're finally down, we've had our shower, we've gone to our rooms, we've checked our bags in, we're feeling fresh, we come down and we have a nice celebratory party with our guides and chefs. Sometimes actually we do it at the gate before we get there. And after we've acknowledged them and had a party with them, we normally have a good song and dance with Awesome. All right, that's a very short share and reel of the fun and games that we have on the mountain. Like I say, we also do this for a particular cause, and we do fundraise for particular causes. We go there and we go up as friends, family, even strangers, as friends, family, and strangers, but we definitely all come down as one mountain family. So regardless of whether we've known each other or not known each other before, we create such an experience that everybody comes down feeling like one mountain family. And since our summits, we've had people really connect with each other. They join each other for birthdays, they join each other for future adventures and retreats. We've attended people's engagements and weddings through this. And so this is something that's possible with the team unity that we create. This is a clip of the venue that we stay at. Beautiful place, beautiful, nice kind of African themed and rustic themed lodges with there's some camels there in the yard. There's a beautiful swimming pool there for those of us that want to relax and unwind either after we come back or before we go up. And thereafter, there's some of us that want to go on safari. We go and do Ngorongoro Crater or Serengeti, and along the way we also go and see a Maasai village along the way. Safari is a great thing. So this year we'll be doing either safari or Zanzibar, or some people are doing both. And we stay at some really good venues. On the way, this is a photo of the lodge that we're staying at in Ngorongoro, which has views right into the crater. It's one of the only places that has these crater rim few rooms, and for those that do want to do this, we just need to book that in early to ensure we can get the most out of it. So let's look at some of the venues along the way and safari. Now, people ask us, what do we need to do? Am I young enough to do it, old enough to do it? Well, what is the lower age limit? Well, you need to be at least 10, and if you go below 10, you need to get exception and a waiver signed off by the parents. Upper age limit, well, this is an example of an 86-year-old woman that did it. And after she did it, I believe she found out that somebody older than her did it, and she later went back at age 89. We've also been told recently there's been a 90-year-old that has done it. And so what really matters is our fitness level. We can be fit, we can be strong, but even the fittest, or the more fitter you are, there's no guarantee of summit success, because you might be physically fit, but you may not acclimatize well to the altitude. And so while this 86-year-old or 89-year-old has done it, you have somebody like Martina Navratilova, Wimbledon champion, who was not able to do it. And after day 4, she had to be brought down. Now, maybe she was also brought down for other concerns and reasons, like, who she is in the world and what's important for her health, and they couldn't risk that deteriorating. And so she was brought down the mountain. So what does the climb entail? Well, like I say, first of all, what's included is all the tents, the toilet facilities, showers, sleeping bags, porters, and guides. You get a full day workshop, plus gratitude and seva day 2 days before the mountain. 4 nights at base, so 3 nights before, 1 after. All the meals, snacks, teas on the mountain. Of those 7 days, everything is provided by us. We provide portable toilets, we provide airport transfers, we provide portable showers, so your airport pickup and drop off. We provide training and nutrition guidance, and we also have monthly webinars that we train you on. You'll be part of a private Summiteers WhatsApp group that you get to connect with us and interact with the team and build that network that way. And in the UK, they're not included in the price, but you get to train with treks that we organize in the UK that allows you to build your confidence, get ready, meet more of the network as you train for Kilimanjaro. The gear and equipment list will provide you with a list. You got to go and buy that gear, your size and brands that you choose, but we are able to get discount from certain places like Mountain Warehouse and a few other brands we are able to get discounts from. And we provide some merch along the way, like FITBANKER t-shirts and or some coffee bottles or hot water bottles, or it may vary depending on the summit that you join. What is not included is your personal clothing, any accessories that you personally need, and snacks that you personally want. Your flight, you have to book your own flight. And then we ask you to keep an amount of cash, because for 7 days there, rather than tipping people daily, we say keep about just over $30 a day, so $220 of cash to give away in tips to the team of people that serve you. But we collect that all and we distribute it after we've come down the mountain. Now, we said the price was $4,099, but for those of you signing up now, we have £699 off, so it is $3,400. As you've seen, what we include and what we package into the program is quite a luxury experience. We do have a lot of extras, and we do have 4 whole nights at base. If you sign up and you're in, well, this is basically saying 15th September, but we will likely honor this till 30th September. And our original offer was 15th September. We have a few more places left at that promo price of 3-4. Probably about 2 or 3. We had this being offered to 10 people, and we have a number of people that are verbally in and they're working out just paying their deposit or the amount in full. Otherwise, if you want to pay, it's £1,000 down, and the balance £2,550 can be paid by 31st December. Now, when you sign up, £500 of this is non-refundable, and if you cancel anytime after 31st December and before 31st March, you use 50% off the full price or off whatever you've paid. If there's a cancellation after 1 April 2025, so on or after 1st April 2025, then we won't be able to refund you anything. If there's any transfer to future periods, or like a future summit you want to join, then that will be at our discretion, and there will be a fee for that transfer, which is again £500. And if there's any change in price of the New Year's retreat, because we've had some people who've signed up and withdrawn maybe 3 fund them, or they pay for this transfer fee to go to the next one. Now, when you sign up, we want you to share your why you get on, and then you want to start looking for and book nights. and the insurance policy, because if there's a need to cancel and you're inside of the window, at least you can get that recovered. And then you can join upcoming tracks, and we'll start talking about training. There are risks to the mountain, no guarantee of summiting. Of course, increased chances of number of days that we're doing. There is a risk of getting illness, injury, and maybe even being hospitalized. That has happened in the past, and we need to be of that. We do have a film crew. I need to remove this firewalk. The film crew, there will be a videographer and camera that comes up the mountain, and we do make amazing films like this that you just saw. But despite those risks, the most dangerous risk of all is the risk of spending your life not doing what you want. You can buy yourself the freedom later. Note, it is a Daksha, just checking if you're there and if you have any questions. If you're not,
Hi.
I know you said.
Yeah, I'm still
Are you there,
here.
Daksha? Question?
Yeah, I couldn't leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm still here. Now this is all informative. No questions. Yeah, no questions. It's really good.
Okay, cool. So anyway, this is the recording to share with anybody, or if you think may be keen, they're up for adventure, but to increase their chances of summit success, they could do with training and a little bit of comforts added to support them. That, and saying to you or anybody else that if they have a particular constraint or injury factor against them or strength factor against them, we have passed even this recent summit been able to provide additional personal summit porter with you. And so this would be somebody who would carry your backpack. So all you do is you sort of lean over to them and carry that bladder to drink water, have your snacks, minimizes the strain on your load. And there are various other things in the area of working on your health and building your strength that we coach on. We offer free workouts during the week, and every Tuesday we do leg-based workouts that are specifically designed to support people preparing for and training for Kilimanjaro.
Okay, good. Very interesting.
Cool. Awesome. You're welcome, and thanks for being on. Hina, any other final words from your end?
No, I would just say for anybody listening in or watching this recording, make 2025 a year of your dreams. Like, come and climb Kilimanjaro with us. Don't leave it for one day, someday. It's next year. It's happening on the 19th to 29th June. And it's a life transforming journey that we take you on. And I promise you, the person that goes up will never come down. It'll be a different person coming down. There is still a buzz in the 2023 group, 2024 group. And it's just amazing to see how we have new friends, new family that we connect with. And I'm actually going to meet some of them. So do join and make 2025 happen for you.
Awesome. Awesome. So much, Hina. So much, Daksha, for being on. Thank you for staying. And really excited. And whoever's keen, please feel free to reach out to us. And we would love to provide you with the details to sign up and register for 2025. On that note, it is a wrap for being on and listening in thus far. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.